Greetings, fellow traders. Bellwood here. It's time for the lunchtime market update for Tuesday, December the 29th, 2020. I hope everybody is having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, well, let's check and see where we are with the market here today. So SPX, still kind of working its way up, down 6 points right there. Monthly chart still green. Weekly chart turned into a big upper shadow right there. Today was turnaround Tuesday. So big push up yesterday after the gap. Nice gap up here this morning, then a big reversal off of that here today. A lot of H-cell patterns that we saw today. Let's take a look at SPY and see what kind of volume we're seeing on here in this holiday week. So pretty interesting stuff right there. Kind of low volume, less than yesterday so far. We'll see if we get any more into the end of the day. But let's take a look at the S&P futures, and you'll see how our levels played out today, which ended up working out quite nicely. Big upper shadow there. Of course, we tagged all-time highs here today on the gap up from overnight. But you can see our levels here come in very, very handy. So one of the part of the game plan that we put out to Bubble Report subscribers in our Elite Access group in the Discord was this level right here, this signal zone right here. Right? I said if we lost this one right here, there's a very, very strong chance that we get the gap fade, and we did that with some momentum. It was nice. You can see the momentum coming down. We broke through it with some momentum. Then we got this choppy, sloppy action right here, but the VIX continued to work its way up, and really what this turned is to an H-cell pattern, right? And so you can see here just from the highs, here to here, right? Nice right off of the 382, 50%, kind of zone right here. And that gave us a nice move down, broke down a couple levels. I pointed out SPY puts, Apple puts in this area in the group, and yeah, and overall, just some nice moves there. So good stuff there on the ES. Let's take a look at the MES. Obviously, it's going to look exactly the same, but let's put some geometric levels on here so we can kind of track those going into the rest of the afternoon. So you can see we were megaphoning for a while right here. This is a very, very important geometric line that was lost. So let's kind of track that and see how that goes going into the rest of the night to see if it retests it and where we go from there. But very, very interesting stuff. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs again with another H pattern here right off of the 15-orb low, which is nice. The IWM. Again, guys, this is just really funky right here. And that news that just came out here on that stimulus, not passing the $2,000 checks, definitely affecting the small caps right there. The XLF, let's take a look. So the XLF has been a little bit funky here. Give me 1 second. Sorry, my other screen is acting up here. So yeah, so the XLF again. Sharp down move at the open. Again, we were looking at names like JP Morgan, Bank of America short this morning. Kind of broke down. They did a little bit of dip by and back below the 15-orb low on this one. So Apple, again, this has just been pretty wild here. This is one of the first ones to drop down this morning, right? So it was looking nice. We were over the all-time high. So we got a fresh trend line on this one on the daily chart. But intraday, right, it didn't say that it wanted to go higher, right? So we gotta respect the price sectors. Lots of red candles right here. This retrace was perfect, right to the 618. We pointed this out as a short idea. Nice little inside 5 down right here too to kind of get things going to pretty close to the lows of the day on Apple. Let's take a look at Tesla. So Tesla. Hanging in there, right? Getting really choppy, just kind of grinding around right now, kind of crushing premium, but a big dip by here off of the 15-orb low. So nice move there. Let's take a look at baby Tesla. Let's take a look at NIO. So NIO actually gave us a short opportunity and a long opportunity today. So a nice short opportunity off the first 5-minute candle here at the open, and then a big dip by today that members were able to point out to us here. They're like, hey, look at this thing. So what did we talk about last night? We like reversal candles on volume, right? So if you didn't get a chance to see yesterday's video, be sure to check it at the end of this one. Another one that we pointed out intraday too is PLTR on the long radar. So that ended up giving us a nice little move here. Nice little dip by on PLTR for a decent move before fading. DKNG was another one that we did a quick trade on. We like the little pop right here. I like how it consolidated right here and gave us some moves. So that gave us a little bit of a move up there today. Netflix is another one that we pointed out today as well. Okay, so that looked really good right here. I liked it here off of the closing gap above, and it came all the way back up to the next closing gap. Again, these levels are levels that we provide to our members every night, every market night. So good stuff there. Amazon, again, getting some follow through from yesterday, looking pretty interesting. Definitely one to keep on the radar right here. Big dip by on this one here today. That had a nasty flush. Big reversal, right, and kind of came off of its key levels that we were tracking as well. And you can see we're kind of working its way up to the geometric level right here. It could turn into a pretty decent little pause day. So let's see how that goes here today. Breakout candle and closing pretty decently at the highs right here. So members swung that overnight and got a nice little gap up this morning, which was nice as well. So good stuff there. So Amazon on the radar. So we got a couple chart requests out there. So the first one on the radar is Snap. So Snap was actually pretty interesting, right? So we were talking about it being bearish, starting to break down yesterday. And it's still overall pretty bearish right here, but they got a Goldman Sachs upgrade this morning, so we got an upper shadow coming off of the geometric line there. So, but again, pretty nasty what they did there on that. They're a little tricky. Pins is actually looking pretty rough right here, so kind of keep an eye on that going into the end of the day. Snow, another request out there. So Snow, again, guys, we're still looking at this projected move down here, symmetrical potential on that one. A couple of the stay-at-home names have been struggling right here. Zoom is still tapping on the gap below, and Piton. Piton getting some downside follow through here, possibly below the ADMA on Piton. And then last one here is Intel. So this was an interesting one today, right? So Intel got a big spike today. Let's see, hold on, give me 1 second. Intel got a big spike today. So apparently, Third Point, one of their big investors, Third Point Capital, was talking about exploring strategic alternatives. So I mean, they're basically what they're saying is look to sell. Who are they going to sell to? Who's going to buy Intel? Microsoft, right? So that could be interesting. But we'll see. Microsoft's working on their own chips. Right, so you can see right here, Dan Loeb's Third Point reportedly called the company to explore strategic alternatives. So keep an eye on that one. I got a big boost on that, assuming they're going to try to sell to somebody, but I don't know who they're going to sell to unless they're going to try to sell portions of the company. But anyway, keep an eye on it. It's been generally on our bearish radar. Hasn't quite triggered yet, obviously, so keep an eye to see if that if this upper shadow, see if this candle holds or not. Otherwise, it might work its way back down again. So keep an eye on Intel there. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate the request. I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading day. We'll see you guys at the market wrap. Until then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game.